CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Nextel, bringing you wireless solutions.
A Ryan Longwell field goal, the only scoring in this game. We'll return to Green Bay after this message from your local station as you're watching the NFL on CBS. The Green Bay Packers and the Buffalo Bills entering the second half. Moments ago, Beasley Reese caught up with Mike Sherman.
Coach, just an excellent first half of football for the fans at home. A little tight for you guys, though. What did you say in the locker room?
Well, we're real close on a lot of the runs and passes. I was pleased with our ball control on offense, but we got to get closer. We got to get field goals. We got to get touchdowns. We're not getting close enough. But we're controlling the football. We're real close on some of those runs. Defensively, we just got to keep playing hard and trying to get some turnovers.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, Beasley, and thank you. And some of your first half thoughts.
Well, you know, in a high-tech year of multifaceted Air Forces, this was a low-tech ground game, defensive football game in the first half. I love it. I think this is fun football to watch. It doesn't always have to be passes down the field. Look for the team that makes the big plays in that passing game, though, to be the ones that win.
And there is a lot at stake as you see through the first 30 minutes of this game, some of the numbers.
And the turnovers for Green Bay, especially down deep. That first interception by Brett Favre, and then Drew Bledsoe giving that ball right back on the interception. It was a key sequence in this football game so far.
Bledsoe has thrown 2 interceptions. Favre has thrown 1 interception. One of Bledsoe's interception in the end zone when they had it first and goal at the 9. Ryan Longwell sets to kick off for Green Bay as we start our second half, and the wind blew it off that tee as well. Old days, remember the kicker used to work on the ball, get it soft, and kind of make it pliable. Now it's like kicking a brick.
You saw that ball that Beasley Reese was holding up earlier in the game on the sideline as to, you know, why these players are fumbling it so much. I mean, this thing, it looks like almost somebody sprays resin on it. The thing's so shiny. Though it should be more aerodynamic for the kickers. It catches less wind.
Right. They just brought up from the practice squad Erwin Sweeney, a rookie free agent from Nebraska, will hold it. We got Joe Burns and Rogers deep back, and here we go, beginning our second half from Green Bay. It's Rogers. Nice block on Henderson. Good block by Burns, and he's out to the 31-yard line. 14-yard pickup. That begins the second half. And Drew Bledsoe, who has not had a great deal of success throwing to his wide receivers today, will take his team first down and 10 up at the 31.
Well, Mike Sherman's defense, Ed Donatell's his defensive coordinator, had to think, hey, look, I've got to get in these guys' faces. I got to stop these weapons. Well, you see from the graphic and now from this tape, Mike McKenzie and Ty Williams on the other side have done an excellent job of stopping the Buffalo weapons. This is why I think it'll be a big pass play that turns this game around. You can't keep this up on both sides the whole game.
Travis Henry on first and 10 finds a crack and slips through it and is brought down by Marcus Anderson, a rookie out of UCLA, close to a first down. Gain of about 9, maybe 10.
And it's not like Buffalo's receivers came into this game playing all right. It's a number 2 duo in the NFL. 170 receptions, 18 touchdowns between them, and they are barely number 2 to who, Kevin?
Hines Ward and Plexico Burress of Pittsburgh.
Who'd have guessed Hines Ward and Plexico Burress coming into the year? You tell me, who should start for Pittsburgh? Should it be Cordell Stewart or Tommy Maddox? Ward and Burress have had the year they've had because of the throwing of Tommy Maddox.
UNLV Pittsburgh next week. It is a first down, 41-yard line for Bledsoe with the short drop and a quick throw. It's outside to his tight end, Dave Moore. On him quickly, they got Anderson and Williams. It's a gain of 7. He's up to the 47-yard line.
Yeah, it's a little bit of what Greg Williams said he wanted to get going. Going in at halftime, he told Beasley that, yeah, offensively, defensively, we're doing good. We're getting turnovers. But offensively, we've got to get a little something going. And right now, his offense is giving that defense a little bit of a break. And Drew Bledsoe and the offense have got things going on. In fact, Drew Bledsoe has just passed for over 4,000 yards in this season.
How many guys have done that? It's second down and 3. at the 48. 12 play. Henry, good size hole. And he's brought down by Bowen. It's a gain of 7 and a Buffalo first down. Bledsoe has already set franchise single-season records for yards, attempts, completions, and 300-yard passing games this year.
And it tells you something when you come to a franchise and the guy whose records you're breaking just went into the Hall of Fame as to what kind of numbers you're doing. And a lot of people had a problem with him being in the Pro Bowl this year, he and Rich Gannon being the quarterbacks, but numbers like that and early success are why he's in that Pro Bowl.
45, first and 10. Henry running outside, and from behind Nate Wayne. And from the front, Mike McKenzie. Stop him shy of a gain of 10. He'll be close to a first down nonetheless, near the 35-yard line of Green Bay.
The spot to watch right here in the box with Trey Teague and Reuben Brown. Trey Teague knocks the defensive tackle on the ground. That's all you need for Travis Henry, is just a quick little hole, a quick little gap. Talked about why Drew Bledsoe went to the Pro Bowl. Well, the reason the Buffalo Bills are 7-7 and still in the hunt is because of the run blocking of this offensive line and the running of Travis Henry. Travis Henry has been the difference. It's been his running, not Bledsoe's passing, that's carried this team the last month and gives them a shot for a playoff spot.
Second down, 1:35 of Green Bay. And this is Sammy Morris in his first carry of the game and only his second carry of the season. And he's shy of a first down.
You know, and I happen to believe there's a misconception in this league where bigger backs and shorter yardage mean better backs. You know, I live in Atlanta. The best short yardage back Atlanta has is Warwick Dunn, who's a little fella. And the best short yardage back that the Buffalo Bills have is Travis Henry. He's got the physical strength. Don't be fooled because he's short. He can pound it, and he's got the lower body strength to get you that yard.
Henry back in, third down and 1 from the Green Bay 36. Quarterback sneak by 6'5" Drew Bledsoe, and he'll easily plow ahead for the first down. He's down to about the 34.
That was a nice call by Kevin Gilbride, the offensive coordinator of the Buffalo Bills. You're in short yardage. You're third and, you know, real short. You come out in the I formation. You've got a lead fullback. You got the defense creeping up. You got the linebackers creeping up. They're thinking lead blocker coming. I'm going to stuff this guy. And you sneak it with your big quarterback up the middle.
7th play of the second half, opening drive by Bledsoe. From the Green Bay 34, first and 10. Here comes McKenzie on the blitz, who is blocked at the last second. The pass is caught at the 25, gain of 9. The grab made by Peerless Price. Close to a first down. Someone chipped McKenzie, who's coming on the blitz on the side.
Well, that's something that I think both these offenses have got to spend more time doing is paying attention to these edge rushers and getting either as a running back or a tight end, you know, on McKenzie, on Schobel, on Biamilla.
5-minute drive, second down and 1 from the 25. Under 10 to play here in the third. Reimers is on the move. The pitch out to Henry. Blocked by Williams, but they did not get Hardy Nickerson, who stops him for no gain on the play. Third down.
If you're trying to establish strength in your running, you want to establish your strength in your running going forward, going north and south, as that old cliche would mention, not going east and west. Here's east and west. Here's north and south. You be the judge. Which way is Buffalo trying to go? Where's their strength? Is it going sideways or straight ahead? Pretty easy to guess that they're trying to do something I don't think they're good enough at to do against this Green Bay defense.
Last time on 3rd and 1, Drew Bledsoe took it himself. 3rd and 1 from the Green Bay 25. They go to the air. Here comes Kentman. There's the pass. Caught. Peerless Price. Gain of 5 and a first down to the Green Bay 20.
What makes that all the more amazing is the early receivers were out of the question, I think, because of the fumble snap. You know, everything's so critical for timing. Watch Bledsoe fumble this snap, just kind of get a little bit of a hitch in his giddy-up, takes the early receiver out, and he's able to get the late ball out. And, you know, that might seem like just another first down, but they're now just into field goal range with this win. Remember, this is a much more powerful win kicking into these goalposts.
Eric Moulds still has not caught a pass. On the 21st and 10. Pitch out to Henry, end around. Peerless Price, a block by Jennings. Diggs can't get Price, and he gets up, and with McKenzie's help, held him out of bounds, a loss of 7. That'll push the ball back to the Green Bay 27-yard line for Buffalo.
That was just an excellent defensive play by Diggs, and you know, I think if Drew Bledsoe had to do it all over again, he might have stayed backside there and tried to get a little chip and a little block. Here's Niall Diggs right here. Watch what he does. Doesn't react too far down. He can still get out. See Drew Bledsoe, if he'd have just stayed for a second, maybe gotten a morsel on that defensive linebacker Diggs, that play would have had a much better chance. But overall, good defensive execution.
So it's second down and 17, 11th play of the drive. A drive which has lasted 7 minutes from the Green Bay 27. Bledsoe, first catch by Eric Moulds. Brought down by Bowen. Gain of 8, flag down. What about the 19? Moulds' 87th catch of the season.
Right there in the face mask area. Yep. Now, I don't mean to be negative from the Buffalo standpoint, but this is the area of the field where they turn the ball over more than anybody in this football league. And that's where they turned it over early in this game when they got great field position inside the 20.
Personal foul, face mask, number 28, defense. It'll be half the distance to the goal. That's a first down.
That's Matt Bowen.
One more time with Bowen. Well, he had most of it. It's only incidental when you get it and get your hand right off it, but when that head jerks around and the official can see it from his angle that you've held on to it, you're going to get that thing 100% of the time. Nice call by our officials.
Second time this game that Buffalo has been inside the Green Bay 10 with the goal to go. Last time, Bledsoe threw an interception in the end zone. Travis Henry tackled from behind by Tyrone Williams, Diggs, and Nickerson. Gain of 3, second and goal. Eight-minute drive right now.
This is just what Dr. Greg Williams on the sideline for the Buffalo Bills ordered. Wanted his offense to get established, give his defense a little chance to sit. More importantly, keep the Packers offense off the field. But the full prescription here is a touchdown. It is not a field goal.
Second down and goal, and they're at the 5. Henry dives into the teeth of that Green Bay defense. Diggs was there again. Diggs, I think we've said his name about 10 times today. Cledius Hunt also getting off the pile. No gain, third and goal.
And Niall Diggs has quietly put together quite a year for the Green Bay Packers, coming in at linebacker. Watch the linebackers fill into the ball. Niall Diggs is right there. You talk about Hardy Nickerson is the guy that most people talk about as linebacker, but watching the tape, Niall Diggs has played as good as any linebacker in this division, easy.
Does Bledsoe go to the air here?
I think you've got to go to the air here, but you go to the air very conservatively, and I think you get the ball to Eric Moulds.
14th play of the drive, third and goal at the Green Bay 5 for Bledsoe. Blocked by Williams, and here comes Vonnie Holliday with the second Green Bay sack today. And Holliday's second sack of the year.
And in the red zone, Kevin, that's the next door neighbor to a turnover. There's no excuse for not getting rid of that ball. Drew Bledsoe will be the first one to tell you that. Greg Williams might be the second one to tell you that. But Vonnie Holliday comes in from the inside. Nice move. Working on the game inside. Working against center Trey Teague. And in this win, this field goal is questionable.
Mike Hollins with a 33-yard try. Green Bay kicked a 33-yard field goal the same end in the first half. And no good. Missing wide. Left. So in this holiday season, it's Vonnie Holliday who comes up with a huge play for the Green Bay Packers. Buffalo Bills come up short and wide on a chance to tie. It's the second time today the Bills have had it first and goal, and they've come up with no points both times.
That was a 47-word answer by Mike Hollis on the sideline as to what happened. Very simple, actual answer. I missed.
This is Green Bay's first second-half possession. Favre getting a block from Wall and throws to Glenn. And the catch is made with a gain of 8 at the Green Bay 32.
Hollis has a little motion from right to left to start with. And the wind here at Lambeau Field is going to push the ball this way, as it is, because it's coming in this direction down like this. Watch the ball. It's up. It's Ganacia. The wind just gets that thing up there and accentuates the draw.
Von Green in the backfield, second down and 2. Green gets the call and climbs, it looks like, for a first down up to the 34-yard line with the tackle made by Ron Edwards.
Well, the Buffalo defense might have to score. They've set the Buffalo offense up in enough positions where it's either Hollis missing a field goal or Drew Bledsoe throwing an interception. Maybe the Buffalo defense needs to intercept the ball, pick up the fumble, and score themselves.
You surprised about the possible job on the line scenario the Buffalo newspapers are pointing out about Greg Williams?
That's utterly ridiculous. I think Greg Williams done a fine job. He's got one of the great football people in the business in Tom Donahoe with an assist from Tom Modrak.
First and 10 with Favre throwing to Amon Green, brought down by Robinson, gain of 7 up to the 42. Last year they were 3-13.
And they weren't that good.
And they were not that good. This year they had Bledsoe. They're 7-7 and in the playoff race.
And Drew's been the difference, but it's been the development of the line. It's been the development of this defense despite playing a lot of young people. It's been the development of Travis Henry. This is a team very, very much on the upswing. There have been a couple questionable situations during the season. They always come up. I think this organization and this football team has nothing but a bright future in the next couple of years.
Second and 3, 42. The fake to Amon Green. A block by Flanagan. That ball just left his hand, and he wisely jumps on it at the 34. He did that a couple weeks ago in the Sunday night game here against the Minnesota Vikings, where it was far colder. It was a loss of 7 yards right there back to the 34.
Yeah, Dante Culpepper had more of a problem, but you can almost see the shine on that ball. And Brett says no matter how big your hands are, no matter how well you think you've got the ball, you go back sometimes and that thing never even starts thinking about coming forward. Smart decision by him, because he knows immediately that ball didn't come forward at any point. That was a fumble.
So now it is 3rd and 10. Favre recovers his own fumble inside the 35. Favre winds and throws for Driver. Incomplete. And the coverage applied on the play by Kevin Thomas, the rookie from UNLV, who has already intercepted Favre today, his first career interception. But they've gone at that kid a lot this afternoon.
It's another good example of the job that Donahoe and Modrak and Williams' staff have done in Buffalo. Who the heck is Thomas? You know, this guy is somebody that hasn't played at all.
Anonymous.
He comes in today. He's got an interception. He is doing a nice job of covering Donald Driver all day. The safeties are hitting.
Josh Bidwell's punt. And Charlie Rogers trying to win his way upfield to the 32-yard line. Return of about 8, 41-yard punt. Erwin Sweeney on the tackle.
There's an easier way to get the gear the pros wear. Call 877-NFL-SHOP for the biggest selection of authentic NFL gear. For your free team catalog, call 877-NFL-SHOP or go to NFL Shop on NFL.com.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge, the United States Marine Corps. For 227 years of faithful service, thank you, Marines. Happy birthday. And by Nextel. Nextel, how business gets done.
With Randy Cross and Beasley Reese, Kevin Harlan, Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, along with 60,000 plus wrapped up.
Little Santa cheese.
Yes. Drew Bledsoe has thrown 2 interceptions today. First and 10 from the 32 after the Green Bay punt. They run it outside with not much there. Loss of a yard on the play, and tackle made by Diggs. The carry by Henry. It'll be second down and 11. Friday on CBS. Join America's biggest stars for a night of music and entertainment when the Kennedy Center honors Paul Simon, Elizabeth Taylor, James Earl Jones, and more. Friday on CBS, America's most watched network. It'll be good. Great holiday feature on CBS. Second down and 11. 3 total turnovers by the Buffalo Bills today. Yet Green Bay, after all that, has only been able to get a field goal of 33 yards. Bledsoe enters his backfield and darts one across the middle. Moulds shedding a tackle on the play of Anderson. Brought down by Rod Walker. And he caroms his way for 14 yards up to the 44 of the Bills and a Buffalo first down.
And if Buffalo's going to have success, it's going to be because one of these receivers, either Peerless Price or Eric Moulds working out his slot, just decides he wants to be better than his defensive backs that are covering. That he wants to make the play that's going to make the difference. Otherwise, his tough, aggressive defense Green Bay is playing is going to further frustrate Drew Bledsoe, and they're going to stop these wide receivers.
It is a 1st and 10 from the 44. Bledsoe almost picked off by McKenzie. He was aiming for Moulds on the flat. Incomplete. Second down coming up as we send you to New York and Jim Nantz.
Just the 9th time in NFL history we've got a 99-yard touchdown to hook up Trent Green to Mark Bo Richter as the Chiefs are racing to a 21-6 lead over San Diego. 99-yard touchdown there for the Chiefs. Let's go back to you, Kevin and Randy.
Thank you, Jim. 2 weeks ago, San Diego loses at home to Oakland. Last week they lose in Buffalo. We're looking at the 3rd consecutive loss.
Bo Richter's one of those tweeners, isn't he? Not quite a tight end, not quite a wide receiver.
Played in the Canadian Football League. 2nd down and 10. Down goes Henry.
Well, he might not be quite a wide receiver, but this defense knows how to play against the run.
Cledius Hunt was right there leading the charge, and he's had a big day with his penetration off the defensive line. That's the 6th time today that Henry has had no gain or a loss on a carry. You're talking about the number 4 running back in the NFL.
You're talking about a loud home crowd here, too. This defense needs him to get loud.
Larry Summers is in the game in the backfield of Bledsoe, who is in the gun. Centers, no receptions today from the 42, 3rd and 12. They're coming at it. Reynolds is coming after him. And a long pass downfield, dropped by Peerless Price, who is number 8 in NFL receiving and had one go right through his hands. And the Buffalo Bills have got a punt. That's the look of a guy who knows he just blew it.
Well, I just mentioned after Moulds' catch that one of these receivers is going to decide they want to make the play. And if that wasn't one of the plays, it was missing a heck of an opportunity because Drew Bledsoe avoided the rush, put that ball in the perfect spot.
Mormon to punt. The number 6 punter in the NFL coming into today, 43 yards. His average per boot. This is a horrible punt.
He's trying to kick it low and line driving.
J.J. Moses watches it scamper out of bounds about the 16th.
Kevin, that's exactly what he wanted to do. Wanted to kick it low into the wind. But so far, Green Bay's defense has played very well. But the Buffalo wounds are all self-inflicted.
A wild one in the West. The Chiefs in a huge game against Oakland as the Raiders battle to be the best in the AFC West next Saturday on CBS.
That's Peerless Price, who dropped the pass moments ago. A rarity for him, but nonetheless, Bills had to punt. Green Bay's got the ball. Drew Bledsoe, who earlier today went over 4,000 yards for the season. That's the 3rd time for Bledsoe. Brett Favre has got 3 as well. 4,000 yard seasons in his NFL career.
Scary to think Rich Gannon still has a shot to get Dan Marino's 5,000+ yards record.
After the punt, 16-yard line, 1st and 10. Ahman Green, a Henderson block. And a Berry block. And he tumbles his way for 7 up to the 22-yard line. And Ahman Green, 72 yards on the ground today for Green Bay. At the end of 3, the Packers holding on to a 3-0 lead. We'll take a break. You'll get this word from your local station as you're watching the NFL on CBS.
NFL Sunday Ticket is brought to you in part by Super 8.
We're back in Green Bay, and that is what has happened today. Only a field goal in the second quarter, a couple blood interceptions, one by Favre. Here is our NFL.com poll. If Deion Sanders returns to the Raiders, like you said in our pregame show today, do you think that would make Oakland the team to beat in the AFC? Log on to NFL.com.
Well, Oakland better win today and finish business next week, or they'll be talking on TV for a lot longer.
There's plenty in the fourth quarter. Second down and 3, and they send them on Green into the grasp of Williams and Prelo. Gain of 2. Let's go to New York and Jim Nantz.
All right, Kev, Randy, they don't get much better than this if you're a Tennessee fan. A little interception here and a Sunday sermon. Peter Sirmon returning the Brunell interception for the touchdown. Tennessee up big 21-3. Colts are down 23-3. Titans could win the AFC South today if these two hold up. Let's go back to you.
Were they not calling for Jeff Fisher? Thank you, Jim. Were they not calling for Jeff Fisher's job mid-season?
Kind of laughable, isn't it?
It is a 3rd down and 1. And Favre flips it out to Tyrone Davis. He drops the ball. He was covered on the play by Prelo. Incomplete pass. 4th down. Green Bay's got a punt. Green Bay receivers today, tight ends, running backs, you name it. 5 dropped passes from Favre.
And yet another nice job, though, of coverage by the Buffalo defense, holding Brett Favre in this offense to under 160 yards of total offense. Davis has the ball, and the ball is stripped out, just pulled away from his hands.
Green Bay has had 2 second-half possessions. They've had 2 second-half punts. There's the Josh Bidwell boot, which hangs high. And fair caught, dropped by Clemens at the 37-yard line.
There is no telling.
It's Green Bay's ball. 4 Buffalo turnovers today. Count it.
In baseball, you ever see a knuckleball catcher try to catch a knuckler for the first time? It's exactly what this looks like, because that ball just fades so fastly away from Clemens. He never really has a chance.
Ferguson was there and giving about a 3-foot buffer. And, you know, talking his ear off to Clemens, who is back there to get the punt.
But it also continues the theme, Kevin, of the wounds for the Buffalo Bills all being self-inflicted. Green Bay has not been opportunistic. It's just been mainly a fact of Buffalo is going to continue to make mistakes.
36-yard line of Buffalo. Favre, 1st and 10 with Ahman Green in the backfield. Loops it down the side for Traver, and it's intercepted again. This time by Clemens. Was he out of bounds? No, he caught it inbounds. Favre throws his 2nd interception, and it was Clemens who moments ago bobbled that fair catch punt.
If you're going to fumble the punt, quickest remedy, get it right back. Mission accomplished.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Cold down easy. And by Staples. Get back time. Go to Staples.
Interception to Brett Favre is the 2nd he has thrown today. Buffalo begins at their 10.
Green Bay's had 3 possessions in Buffalo's territories and no scores.
Packers lead 3-0 on a 2nd quarter field goal. Bledsoe, who has thrown a couple interceptions today himself. Downfield for Moulds, who had a hand on it and could not reel it in at the 45. 2nd down and 10.
Well, today on the pregame show, they were talking about Deion Sanders coming back to the Raiders. I can show you 2 teams in the NFL that don't need corners, and they're right here on this football field today. That was almost a nice catch by Moulds, but this is excellent coverage by Nate Clements. Adjusts to the ball. That's just perfect defensive play, and so far for Eric Moulds, 8 balls have been thrown to him. He's only caught 2.
Hard to believe Buffalo's turned it over 4 times, and Green Bay's only gotten 3 points. 2nd down 10 from the 10. It's Travis Henry. Weaving his way up. Kensley was there. Bowen was there. along with Baja Biamila, gain of 4, and he's to about the 13, 14-yard line.
For a guy that's known as a great pass rusher, Kabir Baja Biamila, watch the way he plays the run here, working against Mike Williams, the big guy from Texas. Keeps the outside contained. If Williams could fold him down inside, Travis Henry can go outside, and that could be a big run. But that was excellent defensive technique by the pass rush specialist, Baja Biamila.
Larry centers in the game, 3rd down 6 from the 13. Bledsoe fires a pass, almost picked off by Holiday, incomplete. Ronnie Holiday already has a sack, and Bill Lyon was right there too. He's in that defensive line rotation. They dropped them back in coverage, 3 and out for the Buffalo Bills. They got a punt. And they can do nothing with the Brett Favre interception.
There's Holiday right there. You know, defensive coaches don't put defensive linemen back there to be able to catch the ball. They're more back there to throw the quarterback off.
J.J. Moses deep back, awaiting the Brian Moorman punt.
Great field position again for the Packers.
Ooh, he gets off a rocket. And Moses watches this one, hit at the 20, inside the 5, and it will die there. What a punt. This may be the longest in the league this year. It is 83-yard punt by Brian Moorman, a career long, a league long this year. Happy holidays. Officially an 84-yard punt by Moorman. We saw him earlier this season kick a 70-yarder in Mile High Stadium in Denver. That is the longest in the history of the Buffalo Bills.
Just like a golf swing. Yep. You hit it right, you know it.
And he knew it. So inside the 3, 1st and 10, Amon Green diving over. And in the grasp of Pat Williams, gain of 2, 2nd down and 8.
Remember, for all the struggles we've seen kickers have going in the other direction, this way the wind is helping. And Moorman gets the ball up, turns it over, and when it turns over, it hits the ground and bounces forward and sets that up. I mean, you have a short checklist as a kicker. He checked them all off on that one. Of course, only kickers know what's on that checklist, but
you don't want to know. 2nd down, 8 from the 4. Amon Green. Ron Edwards jumped on him initially after Pat Williams brought him down. Gain of 2.
It's ironic that in a game this important to this football team that has just relied so much on their offense all year long, it's been a special teams that has been questionable for them all year, and a defense that has been spotty for them all year long that have been the strength against Green Bay at Lambeau Field. It's been defense and special teams that have kept them in this game.
Tony Fisher, Ferguson, and Glenn all come in now for Mike Sherman. How about Donald Driver in the 2nd half?
How about an Ofer?
Nothing. Huh?
Nothing. That goes back to Clements, and it goes back to the job that Winfield's doing on the corner.
At the 6, 3rd and 6. Hand off to Tony Fisher. There's a block by Warren, a fumble on the play, and it's loose, and Green Bay looks like they vacuumed it in at the 11-yard line.
Well, he didn't have a catch in the 2nd half, but he might have had their best play offensively. Getting that fumble right there by Fisher.
You know, the league has this ball rule about, you know, untouched, unplayed with NFL footballs. Could a game like this change that rule with all the fumbles and all the miscues on both teams today?
Well, it's a surprising rule, and you see that was not a fabulous hit by London Fletcher that knocked that ball loose. But Donald Driver's hustle is what makes this play. And you talk about a change of a rule. I mean, that comes from the competition committee. That's not non-football field of people. Those are football coaches that made that change.
Josh Bidwell to punt. Charlie Rogers backpedaling his way to the 46. Gets a couple tackles. One of Ferguson that brought down on the play after a 3-yard return. Grabbed by the guy that snapped the ball. The long snapper, Rob Davis. Coming up next in today's game 2 of our doubleheader, implications for the playoffs for all 4 teams: Denver, Oakland, Cleveland, and the Baltimore Ravens. With Randy Cross, Beasley Reese, Kevin Harlan, Lambeau, and Green Bay, 49-yard line after the Packer punt, 1st and 10. Travis Henry cracking his way into Bowen, picks up 3 on the play. He's down to the Green Bay 48.
And Kevin, we talked about that great punt by Mormon. And obviously great field position going the other way now for the Buffalo Bills. But they picked up 39 yards on that exchange. We talk about the hidden yards all the time when we do games. 39 extra yards. That's a bonus. That's a bump you've got to take advantage of if you're Drew Bledsoe in this offense. This is the possession you've got to take advantage of.
Second down and 7. Buffalo at the Green Bay 48. Good time for Bledsoe. Bumps into his own blocker, then brought down by Vonnie Holiday, who records his 2nd sack today. And that's the 3rd by the Green Bay defense.
Just when it seems this Buffalo Bill offense is getting their feet under them and going to make something happen, it's either Kabir Gbaja-Biamila or Ho-Ho Holiday coming around from the backside. He's out of the play. Jonas Jennings is doing a nice job. The pass rush is there. The coverage is there. But Peerless Price is all by himself. But it's useless. You don't get the protection. You can have 4 guys standing all by themselves. It really doesn't matter.
Bledsoe faced with 3rd and 14. He has not hit one of his running backs for a reception today, although he's got Larry Centers in the backfield here. On the 44, Bledsoe pocket crumbling, fumbles the ball and vacuumed in, picked up on the play by Jamal Reynolds. That is the 5th Buffalo turnover. And shockingly, stunningly, after 5 turnovers, they only trailed 3-0.
And they trail only 3-0 because the defense is playing well and the special teams are playing well. If Buffalo loses this game, this is the play and this is the sequence of plays that cost them the game.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. DirecTV. Movies, music, and exclusive sports from the leader in digital satellite entertainment. And by IBM, taking business to the next level with e-business on demand.
Drew Bledsoe has thrown 2 interceptions. He's fumbled the ball. 5 total Buffalo turnovers. 1st and 10 on Green. With the Davis block, and there he goes, breaking 1 tackle, breaking another, and then finally brought down in the secondary by Winfield, a gallop of 27 yards. And now he's got 106 on the day in 21 carries. And whenever he goes for 100 yards or more, his team, whether it's Seattle or Green Bay, is undefeated.
Very simple reason, just better blocking, just better football right here by the Green Bay Packers. This Buffalo defense has fought back and stopped this offense on multiple occasions. And right now they just looked at that play like they were wearing down a little.
Ahman Green, 1st and 10 at the 11. The call on the tackle made from behind by Justin Bannon, a rookie, no gain in the play, 2nd down and 10.
I know one thing, this Buffalo defense is going to fight until the bitter end. Their defensive coordinator, Jerry Gray, was that kind of player when he played in the NFL. Greg Williams is that kind of a head coach. I think the question still is, is right behind Jerry Gray on the bench. It's the Buffalo offense. You've had some terrible performances so far. How do you come back? How do you make up for it?
It's 2nd down and 10 from the 11. Ahman Green, a fumble on the play and picked up by the Bills. They call it incomplete. Wipe it away. This is all for naught. An incomplete pass dropped by Ahman Green, much to the dismay of Nate Clemens at the other end of the field. If he caught, spun, and turned, that would be a reception.
Get 2 feet down, display a football motion.
6 drops by the Packers today, 6 of them. 3 by Ahman Green. And
See,
this cannot be reviewed.
Yeah, this is unreviewable. Couldn't really tell by the beginning of that tape.
The ruling on the field that this is an incomplete pass. The receiver never had the ball.
Remember, 2 hands, 2 feet on the ground, demonstrate a football motion. Two hands. Do you
That's
have
a
it?
fumble. That is a fumble.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think he had it?
I think he had it. He went. No, he had it. He went to put it away on the right side. It was never put away.
3rd down and 10 with the Packers at the Buffalo 11. This is all part of the Drew Bledsoe fumble. And far to the end zone and a touchdown. Donald Driver. I believe he is looking for someone up in the stands to give that touchdown football to.
If you're the Buffalo Bills, you can keep sticking your hand in that tiger cage only so many times. Eventually, you're going to draw back. You're not going to have a hand.
11-yard touchdown reception. And with the extra point, Packers are shutting out Buffalo 10-0. Brett Favre throws his 26th touchdown pass of the year. And the Packers cash in on the Bledsoe turnover.
What are they?
Donald Driver just lassoed his 9th touchdown reception of the season. It's been a career year, and you can see he is in the holiday mood.
You might say happy holidays, but it should say happy camper.
Yes.
Both pictures, Driver and Favre.
And the ensuing kickoff after the 11-yard Brett Favre touchdown pass. Rodgers at the 8. Ferguson's got it. Robert Ferguson, one of the fine special teams players for Green Bay, who missed practice this week with back spasms, shows that he is healed, hale and hearty, and ready to go.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Norelco, America's #1 selling electric razor. And by A Diamond is Forever. How will you declare your love this Christmas?
Brett Favre with a touchdown pass after a Buffalo turnover, one of 5 they have had today. Donald Driver getting the Favre pass. 10-0 Green Bay, 7:18 to play. Now how does Buffalo respond? Their offense has been dismal all afternoon.
They've just moved from need to miracle. They need it now.
They empty the backfield from the 16, 1st and 10 for Bledsoe. And he goes outside. The hit by McKenzie takes Moulds off his feet. It's a gain of 8. And Jim Nantz through out to the 24 as we go to you in New York.
All right, Kevin, Randy, Tennessee all over Jacksonville from the start today. McNair to Derek Mason. Mason over 1,000 yards receiving with that catch and touchdown. 28-3 Titans, and the Colts barring a big comeback. They're down 30-12 in the 4th. Looks like Titans again on their way to winning the division. Back to you.
I can't figure out the Colts. They came in 9-5 today. Thank you, Jim.
And is anybody more valuable to their team than Steve McNair?
2nd down and 2, and Bledsoe has the first down to his tight end, the former Michigan quarterback, Jay Remersma. He moves the chains to the 35. He picks up 11 yards, and Buffalo showing some offensive life with plenty of time to play.
Well, the key for Greg Williams' football team, though, has been the mistakes. They had the great punt. They had the great positive field position. They didn't take advantage of it. Then you had the sack. Then you had the fumble. You had the early turnover in the red zone. You got the missed field goal. I mean, they've left points all over the Green Bay red zone today.
Empty backfield again with 5 receivers deployed. It is a first down for Bledsoe. That is 35. And going long, looking for Moulds. Double cover down the side. Incomplete. Stride for stride with him, Tyrone Williams and Matt Bowen. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Let's go to Jim Nantz in New York.
All right, guys, in the second half, the Chargers were down 21-6 at Kansas City. What a comeback, though. Drew Brees to McCrary, and the Chargers lead it with 11 minutes left, 22-21. Go back to you.
And Jim, Brees hadn't thrown in a touchdown pass since November 17th. So that is something else in Arrowhead Stadium to get that accomplished today.
Well, you don't think Marty Schottenheimer knows a little bit something about winning at Arrowhead, do you?
Wow. 2nd down and 10 from the 35. But they stopped that in mid-motion. 5:50 to play. Buffalo 3 timeouts. Green Bay has 3 timeouts.
A little false start, a little motion.
False start. Number 85, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
That's only the 2nd offensive penalty on Buffalo today.
Well, then that would be the mistakes they didn't make.
Yes.
But there's the last sequence from the last drive. Drew Bledsoe's fumble. There was the sack the play before. There was the play that was ruled a non-fumble, which I think was a non-fumble. And then the dagger is the pass to driver from Brett Favre. You just don't give Brett Favre and this football team that many chances.
2nd down, 15, and Bledsoe with time. And throws it away. It rolls in the vicinity, but nothing really there. 3rd and 15.
And more importantly than giving Favre all the chances, Greg Williams' football team has left so many points in the opponent's red zone. I mean, the missed field goal. I mean, they've left at least 9 points on the field. They should at least have 3 field goals. The field position their defense has given them.
Twice they have had it. Look, if the Packers think it's a punting situation on 3rd down, and J.J. Moses was back in single safety formation at the 25. But it's 3rd and 15. On the 30. Packers almost had too many people on the field. Bledsoe. Oh, here they come. And he fumbled again. And it's picked up by Marcus Sullivan, a lineman. And they give it up. They'll have to punt. They've missed their last 5. 3rd down.
Kabir Bajia-Biamila might be the #1 pass rusher for this football team, but for one day and one moment, Vonnie Holliday has brought sort of the ghost of Reggie White back to this defense by just thoroughly harassing and dominating Drew Bledsoe's offensive line and Drew Bledsoe's offense.
He played with White in his early day. High snap by Remersma, picked up by Mormon, who had an 84-yard punt the last time. Moses bobbles it at the 30, and I'm guessing he reeled it in. He did. The Packers have the ball. 41-yard punt. And tonight on 60 Minutes, have you any idea where the medicine you're taking came from? Curious? Try watching 60 Minutes tonight. Then it's 60 minutes of comedy with back-to-back episodes of Becker, followed by the CBS Sunday movie, A Town Without Christmas. That stars Patricia Heaton. It's all here tonight on CBS, America's most watched network.
Frank Novak is the special teams coach of the Green Bay Packers, and tell you what, his heart wasn't in his throat. It was somewhere about 4 feet outside of his body when he saw J.J. Moses try to slap that one around on the ground.
1st and 10, 29. Amon Green has rushed for 108 yards today, and he gets the call. Slithering his way up to the 34. And picks up 5.
You just saw the Green Bay offense for the next 4 minutes and however long they can hold on to the ball. You pound the ball. And the offensive leaders for the Green Bay Packers, Brett Favre, has been a leader, not so much in the yardage category, but he's done a very good job of managing this team. And a lot of praise has to go to Amon Green and this offensive line that have just physically taken the game over. And when they needed the big play, Donald Driver's been there. The big play was the touchdown in this game from Brett Favre.
Buffalo player down, that's Ron Edwards on the defensive line. Buffalo came in having won 2 of their last 3. The Green Bay Packers rode a 3-game winning streak into this game in 8 of 9. To start the season, lost 2, won 3 straight. When they lost those 2 games kind of in the middle of the year, what wasn't clicking for Green Bay?
The same thing that hasn't clicked for everybody in this league that's gone through their little spurts. It's usually execution and attention to detail, and something that Mike Sherman, this staff and this organization, I think it's their strong point. So it's a testament really to the stability of this organization and this football team that it was only a 2-game spurt. You saw the Raiders go 4 games in a spurt, very, very similar.
Good news, Ron Edwards is up and walking off under his own power. Mike Sherman, we just had a shot of him, the coach of the Packers, 11-1 in the month of December. This is his 3rd season. and undefeated in December at home.
Well, we talked about how important this game is field position-wise from the Packers. Brett Favre has never lost a home playoff game. The Packers have never lost a home playoff game here at Lambeau.
Bannon comes in, second down, long 4. The fake to Amon Green, dumps it off. Fullback Henderson, grabbed by Fletcher and by Pat Williams. Gain of 6. And he's out to the 41. Brett Favre, probably one of the most well-known statistics in the NFL, when it's 34 degrees or lower, he is 34-0 and soon to be 35-0.
And you saw his stats a minute ago, and they weren't very sparkly. But he has gotten the ball to 7 different receivers. He's only completed, I believe, 12 or 13 passes, and he's gotten passes to 7 different receivers. So of those 15 completions, almost half of them have gone to one guy or another. That's pretty amazing.
You know, one of the things about Green Bay, too, and a lot of teams in the NFL have gone through injuries, but the Packers had an exorbitant amount of injuries. 14 starters missing a total of 54 games. Yet here, it was never an excuse. It was never a crutch.
Well, you know, it starts with Mike Sherman. There's a reason he's the vice president, general manager, head coach. Everything starts with him. And his philosophy is, look, it's my coach's responsibility that whoever comes in next plays as well or better. So every player knows that coming in from the first day. Everybody's treated the same, and the same thing is expected of every single person, much like my organization I grew up in San Francisco. What do they expect? Only the best.
Buffalo just burned a timeout. Amon Green banging off bodies and wheels his way for 2. 114 yards now on the ground for Amon Green. Next, Denver and Oakland. That will be a huge AFC West battle out in the Bay Area, and Cleveland and Baltimore, with the Colts getting whipped today by the Giants. Even more now is riding on that game in terms of AFC playoff position.
And, you know, Deion Sanders said it on the pregame show today when they asked him about, are you going to come back for the Raiders? You know, he was reminded by Jim Nantz that, hey, look, if the Raiders don't win today, there's a chance they might not be in the playoffs. I mean, it's really come to that in the AFC.
Second down, 8, Amon Green. Picking and poking his way and tackled by Winfield. Picks up 5, up to the 48. Timeout Buffalo. They've got 1 left. Well, we told you it was cold. It always is this time of year in Green Bay. And it's 28 degrees. The wind gusting up to 30 makes it feel like it's 15 degrees.
Well, if you can bundle up, like I said earlier, and one time and you're a football fan in your life, you can make it up here. It's worth the trip. Once you got to see a game here, you got to see a game at Notre Dame, you got to see a baseball game at Yankee Stadium. It's just, if you're a sports fan, you've got to do it. And this is not always on everybody's list, but the parking lot scene here, the tailgating scene, these are the friendliest fans and the friendliest people in any city in the NFL. The hospitality here is great, and you know, you just look around here at the camouflage in orange and the camouflage in green and the NASCAR jackets and the Packer jackets. It's sort of what the NFL and this whole thing ought to be about in every city.
After the timeout, 3rd down and 3. Green Bay at their 48. Amon Green grabbed and brought down Pat Williams, who has quietly played a very good game today. A loss of 3. Green Bay has got a punt. Buffalo will have about just under 3 minutes with which to work.
Well, Pat Williams has had a very solid year playing inside. Pat Williams right here, 93, working against Frank Winters. Right through the backside shoulder, throws him off, runs right by the fullback and into the halfback Amon Green. He's a ton of fun in there, and you can imagine when he and Ted Washington a couple years were in there together, what kind of a defense Wade Phillips had working. And that's the defense that Greg Williams and Tom Donahoe had to basically let leave when they first took over in Buffalo. Then last year, they were still, or this year, they were still like 12, 15 under or over the cap, so they had to even cut more. So if you're going to judge the job done by Tom Donahoe and Tom Modrak and Greg Williams and this organization, wait till next year. Wait till they have some room under the cap. They can really start getting some players that they want in here, and they're less strapped.
Buffalo out of timeouts. This shows you the respect they've got for Bledsoe's work of the sideline once he gets it back. But the underlying theme is, if Buffalo loses, they're out of the playoff race.
And the underlying theme of this game is if Buffalo loses, they can only point at themselves because they've made all the mistakes in the world.
Bidwell's punt. Charlie Rogers back at the 16, 38-yard boot. Now Bledsoe's got a full plate. Clock now at 3:15. Here is the look at the top division leaders and top records all over the NFL in these three teams.
Let's say Green Bay goes to 12-3 to tie Philadelphia. Tomorrow night, Pittsburgh goes to Tampa. You don't think a few cheeseheads will have out the black and gold pom-poms in some of the local establishments cheering those Steelers on against the Bucs, do you?
Very important game. Bledsoe is 12 of 28. 2 interceptions, 1 fumble, and those are 3 of Buffalo's 5 turnovers today. Outside the 16, we'll call it the 17, 1st and 10. And Bledsoe with some indecision and fires on the side. Almost intercepted, incomplete. Incomplete on the side. Edwards just about had it. 2nd down and 10.
Trying to fit it into a tight spot. And the only spot there was Antoine Edwards. You know, Buffalo's only had 43 yards rushing today so far. And I said at the beginning, the keys were Travis Henry running and Drew Bledsoe throwing the ball better. Neither's happened.
2nd down and 10 from the 17. Bledsoe swings it on the far side. Caught by Henry. Belted by Williams. Slides his way for a 1st down up to the 27, 28-yard line. That's the first time they've gone to a running back through the air today. First catch by a Buffalo back.
And remember, they've got Larry Centers, who's caught more passes than any back in the history of this league. Number 37 on their roster.
1st and 10. Bledsoe. There's the dart. Caught by Peerless Price. Scampers out of bounds. 35-yard line. About 2 yards shy of the first. Gain of 7 on the play. Clock at 2:37. Buffalo out of timeouts.
Well, it's 10-0. You have no timeouts. It's a time to be efficient, but it's a time to finish. It's one thing to look busy, and it's another thing to get something done. Right now, Buffalo just looks busy. If they don't finish this off, they've done nothing.
Bills have had it twice. With the 1st and goal to go situations. Empty-handed both times. One time he threw an interception. Bledsoe did in the end zone. 2nd down, 3. And that nice, easy overhand motion caught by Moulds. Has the 1st down. Gain of 10 up to the 44-yard line.
And they're going to let him move the ball just like that from the 20 or 30, 40 yards. Green Bay is in a very soft, 2-deep zone type of a defense. Everything's deep. Let everything happen underneath you and fill in and get it.
Bledsoe drops it, picks it up, grips it downfield. Caught. Moulds. Gain of 4 to the 48. That will take us to the 2-minute warning.
That's the difference. You've seen a team that wanted to be in the playoffs in Buffalo, and you've seen a playoff team in Green Bay.
Two-minute warning at Lambeau in Green Bay with Randy Cross, Beasley Reeves, Kevin Harlan. Touchdown pass by Brett Favre.
They having
Donald
fun?
Driver. Yeah, they're having a good time.
Would the Ducks see you coming if you wore a yellow helmet? Or would they think you're just one of the world's largest, ugliest mallards?
It's 2nd down and 6. 2-minute warning. Buffalo out of timeouts. He slings it downfield where it's caught by the rarely used Charles Johnson. Just his 3rd reception of the year. A 22-yard gain to the Green Bay 30-yard line. First and 10. Centers in the backfield offering a block, and Bledsoe lobs one to Peerless Price, who quickly goes down after being tackled by Antoine Edwards. A gain of 13 to the Green Bay 17.
Remember the soft cover 2 I was talking about? In the 20, 30, 40 yards they'll give up? They've given it up. Now there's no more soft 2.
No.
Now it's 2nd down and you're in the red zone. And this is where you've had all your suffering, you've had all your miseries, and this is what the part of the field tomorrow when you turn on the tape, you can say we lost the football game in this part of the field.
Don't think that defense doesn't want to keep that shutout going either.
Yeah, they're sort of the other group. When you talk about the Green Bay Packers, it's always Brett Favre in the offense. I played on a team that was always Joe Montana in the offense. People forget the defenses they've had here in Green Bay that have won a lot of football games for them. And Ed Donatel, their defensive coordinator, and his staff have done a masterful job of making up with injuries this year.
Second down, 10. Bledsoe hit. Vonnie Holliday has done it again. The ball is coughed up. It's a fumble. Holliday has had an incredible career day. 5 sacks by the Packer defense. Holliday has had 3. Bledsoe has turned the ball over 4 times himself. 2 on fumbles and 2 interceptions.
Vonnie Holliday, number 90, working against the Pro Bowler Reuben Brown. He just zips right around him, gets his 5th sack. Somebody buy that man a Christmas goose as a special little prize. Maybe a ham or something. But he deserves to really have a nice, heavy feast come Wednesday with the game he's had today.
5 sacks today. That is a career high. He got credit for a couple combo sacks early in the game. An incredible performance, a Reggie White type performance for Vonnie Holliday, a guy who studied under White his rookie year here. Green Bay will run out the clock. Buffalo can't stop it. The executive producers of the NFL on CBS, Sean McManus and Tony Petitti. Today's game produced by Bob Monsbach and directed by Steve Milton. The associate director of today's game, Jeffrey St. Aramon. Broadcast associate, Sarah Rinaldi. The coordinating producer of CBS Sports is Harold Bryant. Our technical manager is Rick Godwin. Special thanks to Pat McGrath. The Green Bay Packers win their 4th consecutive game. Vonnie Holliday, 5 sacks. Brett Favre with a touchdown pass. Drew Bledsoe throws 2 interceptions. He fumbles it twice. Part of 6 Buffalo turnovers. And the Bills lose their 5th game in their last 7.
And like I said earlier, this is the case of a Buffalo team that wanted to go and be a playoff team. And this is the Green Bay Packer team that is going to be a championship team if they can play at this level for the rest of the game.
Buffalo Bills are out of the playoffs, and Green Bay goes to 12-3 for Randy Cross and Beasley Reese. This is Kevin Harlan saying so long from Lambeau in Green Bay with the final score. Green Bay 10, Buffalo nothing. Next, it's game 2 of our doubleheader. You'll see either Denver at Oakland or the Cleveland Browns at Baltimore. Jim Nantz, a fun place to broadcast from. A big win for the Packers as we throw it to you in New York.
Welcome back. I'm Spencer Tillman here with you on NFL.